So in this video, we're going to be doing a scoreboard tutorial. This is going to cover everything scoreboard related, like /scoreboard, everything related to scoreboard. So it's going to take a bit of time. So first, what is scoreboard? The main purpose is to A, detect what players do, or B, store data on it. So you can store numbers on like temporary players, or you could, detect if a player does something. We'll first talk about scoreboard objective. This is related to how to add or modify anything like an objective. In scoreboard objectives, we have add, list, modify, remove, or set display. Add, so this is the syntax. So your scoreboard objectives add, and pretty much all it does is you can create a scoreboard using this. So add, you name the scoreboard, so like you could name it anything you like. Criteria is what it's meant to do, and display name is what you want it to display. You can leave this blank, by the way. So here's an example. Scoreboard objectives add, this is a name, so we're calling it example 1. Then the dummy, so this is pretty much like a temporary kind of scoreboard, and then we're calling it hello, so it will display hello whenever we use it. So just click that and it'll add it. This is another scoreboard example. This one, its objective is health, so it'll track health, so that's cool. Next we've got scoreboard remove. This pretty much does, it's quite self-explanatory, so you can just remove scoreboards with it. Next you got list. It pretty much lists all the scoreboards, so you can see there's quite a lot because there's a data pack also there. Set display, pretty much this controls how you can see the scoreboard, so the places where you want it to be, and the objective is the objective name. So say you want to put example 2 displayed. List is pretty much list is pretty much when you hit tab you can see stuff next to it. Here my health is now seen, and that's pretty cool. So let's go back to creative. Finally, the scoreboard modify. This pretty much modifies whatever scoreboard you have. So say you want to modify this example to display name, you can do that. So before it was showing something else, but now we'll change display name to say hello. And that's all we have for scoreboard objectives. Now we're going to move on to /scoreboard players. So scoreboard players, you have add, enable, get, list, operation, remove, or reset. Let's start with add, remove, or set. They pretty much all are quite self-explanatory. Scoreboard players, add is add, remove, reset, or set. It's like adding numbers or minusing numbers from a player's score. Then you do person, the objective name, and then your amount. So let's see an example. Here we're just gonna add a temporary scoreboard. Here we're gonna set it on like the sidebar, so like see where my mouse is over here, and then this will add 5 to me. So just gotta hit it twice, and you can see we got 5 on example 1. That is the name of the scoreboard. So next we can remove. Pretty self-explanatory. Look at that, I've got 3. Simple maths. And finally the set, you can pretty much just sets the score. Okay. Get, you can get a score. So like over here it says it has 100. This is usually used to execute store. So execute store pretty much stores whatever result has come out of this. So say you want to store this 100 on a different scoreboard, you can do /execute store. So then there's reset, pretty much resets the score for me, and you can see it disappeared. List, pretty much lists all my scores, so you can see on a different scoreboard I have 40 on it, so it lists that. Enable is a pretty new one. So pretty much what you do is you create the scoreboard, then you do enable. Oh wait, here it adds the scoreboard, and here it enables it. So pretty much it allows vanilla players to type /trigger, and then you can do example like the scoreboard name, and if you press it, then it will set the score to 1. Operation. So this is quite a long one. Scoreboard plays operation. So pretty much you can do a kind of like add or divide from one person and another person. So yeah, person 1 on the objective. So say I had 5 on an objective, and I want to do an operation like minus person 2 objective. So someone else has 3 on them. So if you do 5 minus 3, it'll get my score to back to 1. So I think there's an example here. Yep. So it'll set hello 1 to 10, and it'll set hello 2 to 2. Over here you can see they're just temporary, by the way. And if we do scoreboard players, we are going to do hello 1 on this scoreboard called example 1. We're going to divide equals, if you know coding, then hello 2 example 1. So what this pretty much does is it divides hello 1 by hello 2 score. So it'll be 10 divided by 2, which equals 5. As you can see, it's 5. So now there's uses for scoreboards. These are the uses. These are pretty common uses. There's many more uses you can use, but these are quite common. So this one is pretty much like you can detect if something was done. So if I want to detect if someone dropped an apple, I can create a scoreboard called dropped apple, and its objective is Minecraft.dropped Minecraft apple. Pretty much what this does is detect if I've dropped an apple. If I dropped an apple, it will add 1 to the score. So pretty much you press this button, you can see I've dropped an apple of 40 currently. If I drop an apple, it'll increase, and if I keep on doing this, it'll increase. Pretty simple. Next we have selecting a specific person. So with this, there's something called selectors, and in them you can have scores, and inside the scores you can have you can specify a specific person. You can have a specific person, say like, okay, so it's better with an example. So you set the score to 5, right? Also, and you set so the next purpose is selecting a specific person. So pretty much what you can do is, if someone has a specific score, you can select them rather than someone with a different score. So let's just press this button. It's a little bit laggy, but so over here you can say I have 5 on example 1, and now since I have 5 on example 1, it's going to select me, thus saying I have 5. So here is the scoreboard name, and here is the score. You can even do 5 ... That means it's selecting 5 and above, and you can also do ... 5 is 5 and below, and you can even do 5 ... which is 5 and 7, like between 5 and 7 inclusive. So that's pretty cool. But if say I have 10, so let's just set my score to 10, I have 10, so I no longer have 5, so it doesn't work because I do not have 5, so it's not selecting. The other use for it is storing integers from other places. So let's set my integer, so this is a temporary scoreboard person. Let's set his example 1 to 15. This hashtag means you can't see it on the scoreboard, so that's pretty cool. Like if I remove the hashtag, then you can see it on the side, but since we have the hashtag, you can't see him. And we get his score from example 1, and yeah, pretty much we stored an invisible score, so if you want to use it later, then you can do that. So here's a pretty common example. You can use timers. So pretty much what you do is add turn place example 1, so the score 1. So every time, every tick, it adds 1 to my score, and then once I reach say 60, so it's 60 or above, then once that happens, then it sets my score back to 0. So pretty much what happens is my score ticks up until it reaches 60, and then it gets set back to 0. So that's a pretty common timer. And then you can use the previous example, like selecting a specific person. To select, like, say I have 50 on the timer, then I can do something on that 50th tick. So that's all for today. I was not bothered to do subtitles, so voiceover, yes, let's go. Please subscribe.